Yo, what's going on, guys? I'm gonna be showing you guys my build because I had some people ask me how I was doing such high damage on my last video, and I wanted to go over what I did and use for my skill tree so you guys can try it out. This is pretty much my high damage build for Amara, and we will get right into it. I put 2 points in do harm. Just for killing an enemy grants Amara a stack of rush. Fast hands 3 into this for Amara's reload speed, weapon swap, and all that. Mainly just because of the reload speed, but more importantly, just so I can get all the way down here to this wrath ability. Clarity 1 in that, increase the reload speed for every stack of rush. Transcend, Amara gains increased accuracy and critical hit damage for a few seconds after activating her action skill, which is important because we're going to need that critical damage. Put 5 in here. Amara gains increased action skill cooldown rate, which is nice, so we can pretty much spam the phase lock or phase grasp. Not really, but I mean it comes in quicker. 1 to Ascendant, all action skill augments gain increased effect, and you guys can pretty much read what the current effects are for that. And then I put 3 into this. This is what I really needed to come down to for my skill points. Was Amara gains increased gun damage. This effect is increased after she activates her action skill for a few seconds. So you get 8 seconds, you get 20% gun damage and 20% gun damage after action skill used. So I don't know, is that like 40%? I don't know, but it just sounds good. So I put it to that, and I tested it, and it works great. I could have put some in Laid Beer, so the enemies take increased damage from all sorts for a few seconds after being damaged by Mars' action skill, but they got to be damaged from your action skill in order for this to trigger. I don't know if an enemy is burning and then you like phase grasp them. Would that count as like damage done by an action skill? Because I know phase grasp doesn't really do much damage if you're just grabbing them, but I mean it's up to you guys. I put a 3 into here because this is what I would do and it works great. For mystical assault, and then we're gonna go to the fist of elements. I put 5 into anema. Amara's status effects deal increased damage over time and have increased duration. Her action skill status effect deals further increased damage, which is nice. We're gonna need that. I have 2 more from my class mod, which makes it even stronger. Then I have Tempest, put 5 in there for Amara's increased elemental damage. Shock damage is further increased, which is nice. 5 into Wildfire. Whenever Amara applies a status effect to an enemy, it has a chance to spread to a nearby enemy, which is gonna be really what we need to pretty much clear out everything with one shot. Amara's gun, and then I put 1 here for Dread. Amara's gun damage is increased for a few seconds after an enemy is grasped, which is what we're going to be using. So that's going to give us a gun damage of 15% more. Deep Well, Amara gains an increased magazine size for elemental weapons, which we won't be using an elemental weapon, but I mean it's good for the customers if you guys want to roll with that. 3 into Indiscriminate. Bullets ricochet and deal damage, and pretty much has a higher chance the more points you put into it. And increase of the target is currently affected by phase grasp or stillness of mind, which is nice. Put 1 into here because I mean it's still nice to get a little bit of health from damage dealt with your elemental weapon or whatever. And then I put 4 into here because I already have 1 from my class mod, so that would have make it 5 out of 5, but I put 4 in here. Whenever Amara applies a status effect to an enemy, she gains a chance to randomly electrocute, ignite, or melt an enemy, which is also what we are gonna be needing for more damage, just in case you don't kill him in like 1 shot or whatever. And then I put 1 into Forceful Expression. Amara guns deal bonus elemental damage based on her action skill element. Bonus elemental damage is 18% of damage dealt. Now that is for Fist of Elements. And then for Brawl, obviously, put 3 into Personal Space because the closer she gets to an enemy, the more damage she does. And the bonus damage is up to 36% for damage dealt. And then I put 1 into here because I already have 2 from my class mod. So that would make it 3 out of 5, which would be nice. Pretty much Amara constantly regenerates health. The lower her health, the more powerful the regeneration is. and that is for clarity. Now, what I use for my skills is the ties that bind. Enemies near the grass target are linked, and any damage dealt to a linked target is shared between all of the other linked targets, which really makes this like really OP, because the linked damage is 35% of the damage dealt, and the 35% is a lot when you're doing like 900,000 damage and whatnot. And then for that, we are going to be using this right here, the Stillness of Mind, which makes it even like more strong, because I don't know what it is, but it makes this build a lot stronger. Because for which one was it? Oh, this one, the Ricochet. Found it. For the so you know how it increases the damage, blah 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 target, and it currently affected by phase grasp or Stillness of Mind. Now, if we're using a phase grasp, which is this right here, our phase grasp, and Stillness of Mind, that makes it, I don't know, but it makes it just more OP. But I mean, this right here is nice to have too, because it locks everyone that's near your phase lock. So like it's pretty much a crowd control augment for your skill. And then for the weapons we're going to be using is the Unforgiven. 384% crit damage, which is nice. The higher the crit damage, obviously the better. And then the Phaserker, the Jacob's weapon, critical damage for 45% and 31% of pistol damage with 24% weapon magazine side, which is really nice. And then we're going to be using the Projector Cosmic Crater for the elemental damage, just in case we get into elemental effect, which will do more damage. The Transformer Anointed on action skill end, damage taken is reduced by 13% for a short time, which is nice, so we don't really die. And then we're going to be using the Reoccurring Hex, but to be honest, we don't really need it. Alright, let's just start it up. And you guys can just pretty much see this build, because you guys were asking about it in my last video. But I mean, you can clearly see 300. This guy's getting the, look at that. So this is pretty much my high damage build. If you guys ever want to try it out, come on, buddy. I didn't even look at the modifiers. Let's look at the modifiers real quick. Let's just see what the hell they are. Enemies gain 45% additional health and shield and armor and whatnot. I mean, we're like one tapping these guys, and they're like, they have 45% more health and shit. So I mean, this is doing work. This is the best part right here, when they come right here. This is the best part. Watch this shit. Watch this shit. Base grabs one of them, grabs all of them, shoot one of them in the head, they all die. That's the best right there. Oh yeah, also you can use the rerouter, which when your shield is increased, pretty much do 120% amp damage and return it as health, which is nice. get this little sparkle thing at the tip of the gun, and you do even way more damage. So let's see here. 991. I didn't even see the goddamn number, but it was high as hell. Well, there you guys have it. Yeah, this is pretty much my high Amara damage build right here. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. This is something you guys were asking for, because you guys was like, how did you do so much damage? And this is all this is on, like, look at this, look at the modifier. 45. They had 45% more health, shield, and armor, and I was just wrecking them pretty much 1-2 bullets. But yeah, that's my Amara high damage build.